We all have guilty secrets. Mine is that I initially trained as a chartered accountant, and in my previous roles in London, worked with our Minister of Finance, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, working often with tax and working with Treasury matters. I'm very conscious that tax is an issue that people would often prefer to ignore. No one wants to pay more tax than they have to. But citizens have high expectations of the public services that they want from the societies within which they live. So I strongly applaud the Ghana Revenue Authority for raising this debate and for starting today what will be a national conversation about taxation for development. After all, a conversation about tax isn't really a conversation about tax. It's a conversation about the kind of society in which you want to live, and I think that is critical for any country, and a great thing for Ghana to be doing just now. The UK has worked through the G7, through the G20, through the UN, as we've looked at financing for developments, and I think we now have across the world a better international architecture to create effective tax and development agenda, principally through the Addis Tax Initiative, which was in 2015. And both Ghana and the UK are signatories to that. But the crucial role that tax plays in this and in every country's development, I don't think can be overstated. Our tax system in the UK is not perfect. I think we would never say it's perfect. It's always a work in progress. But I would say the vast majority of citizens in the UK do pay what they owe, with the highest earning people paying income tax of up to 45% of their income in taxation. And this is the deal, this is the social contract that allows people to provide or receive universal healthcare, universal education, and more. And central to this is that the effort to actually pay your tax must not be more than the effort to generate the income in the first place. So tax payment needs to be simple, it needs to be consistent, it needs to be as clear as possible. And in the UK, as we've done things around moving much more of tax payment online using digital means, this has transformed, I think, how we've captured and broadened the net for tax. Tax matters for Ghana's development, as the government has so clearly set out. Strengthening tax system is central to developing and transitioning from aid. Again, the UK strongly supports the government's agenda here. And the UK, we are trying to evolve our own support to Ghana as Ghana moves beyond aid, looking at how we can share knowledge, share experience, and work genuinely as partners. A constant theme, I hope I've been saying since I've been here, which is not lecturing, not telling people what to do, but working together, sharing experience, and working at how we can really help each other as we grow our countries. And as Ghana moves beyond aid, having an effective tax system is the bedrock to really make that happen. Because after all, fair and consistent tax treatment is critical for creating the right investment environment, stable, predictable fiscal environment to promote growth and in turn to eliminate dependence on aid. I've met with the Acting Commissioner General Emmanuel Kofinti and the senior management team of the Ghana Revenue Authority. I've seen firsthand the passion with which they are driving the organisation to secure the increased revenue that's required to deliver the development plans of this government. And as he set out earlier, increasing gradually the tax take as a percentage of GDP in a very practical, step-by-step basis is, to me, a very sensible way of taking this forward. We support and will be keen to help support that agenda in the future. There's lots of analysis out there around what different countries pay, comparing tax to GDP. In the UK, it's about 40% at the moment, 34%, sorry. It's much less than that in Ghana, and we don't say what is right or wrong, but we just note that the objective to move higher isn't just about increasing tax to people, it's about saying what do people want that tax to be used for their own society. The campaign that's launching today seeks to improve voluntary compliance and calls on all citizens and businesses operating in Ghana to recognise their responsibility to pay tax, to pay their fair share. Ordinary people, ordinary businesses, they legitimately want to know what their taxes are for, they want to know that they are fair, They want to know that the resources will be deployed for the interests of the country as a whole, which is the reason why I think tax is a good thing, because it drives transparency, it drives accountability, and I know that's something that the government cares strongly about. Tax compliance is a global issue. It's something we not just can work together on, we have to work together on. It stretches from harmonising laws, sharing information across borders, and as I said earlier, to just simply learning from each other as friends, as allies, as colleagues. So the UK and other international partners stand with the GRA in your ambition, in their ambition, to transform people's attitudes to paying tax and to secure long-term improvements in tax compliance. So we are pleased to support this campaign. And I know numerous international agencies are present here today to lend their support too. So we commend the Ghana Revenue Authority and the Ministry of Finance and the Minister of Finance personally, and the government's ambition to increase tax revenues in a way that will finance public services, ensure sustainable investments and inclusive growth, and reduce poverty. The UK and Ghana have a relationship that stretches back a long time, and as I've said before, this year being the 60th year of independence, we've looked at the evolution of our relationship. Personally, I'm really keen that we look to the next 60 years of where we can work together, where we can share experience. Tax is actually really fundamentally a matter of trust. It's the social contract that makes societies bind together. It underpins strong institutions, it underpins the very proud record that Ghana has of its democracy. I stand here with an act of friendship and commitment to say that we want to contribute to this open and ongoing dialogue, because really this is about partnership, and it's really about how Ghana creates the society that it very clearly wants for itself in the future. So we commend this today and wish you the best of luck for the future.